Hi, I'm Zach here. We're dealing with some motor controls once again. We have a single phase 115 volt motor with a contactor and a pilot device, which is a push button activating my motor. So right now I'm going to go ahead and plug in my 120 volt pigtail. From there, my line is coming up, my terminals, hot, neutral, ground, coming up appropriately and matching on the appropriate sides, opposite sides. I'm coming up to a J-box, junction box splice of my hots. My hot lead is coming up from the main line, going up and making a splice here. One is going to my pilot device push button switch, and another is powering my contactor, which is installed on my DIN rail. From here, I also have my neutral running up to my neutral J-box splice box, to where my neutral is spliced, powering my contactor as well as my motor. And as well, my grounds are also spliced in here from my junction boxes and from my motor. So from here, I'm going to go ahead and push the start button, which will send the signal to my contactor, which will then start my motor, running in a clockwise direction based off the schematics of the wiring diagram from the motor. Line 1 corresponds with terminals T, terminals 1, 3, and 5, and line number 2, my neutral, correlates with terminals 2, 4, and 8, moving in a clockwise direction. So if I go ahead and push this start button here, I'm first also going to see how much amps my motor pulls when I first push the start button. Start. So it got kicked up to about 20 amps off that start. Now that's pretty bad because that motor, meaning that motor is going to start to be frying out. So even peaking out at 4.40 amps, 4.42 as you can see. And if I go and simply, I'll leave my amp meter clamped on, still pushing at those amps, I push stop, it kills the line. It's ultimately sending the signal to the contactor to stop that contact of that connection. Once again, the motor is running off of terminal 1, which is the first power, and it also has to have power line coming in for the load to operate. So line in, load out. The top controls here work the relays up top here for the contactor, and then thus create the signal or activate the line, more or less the contact, to be happening through the motor through there. So once again, 120 volt pigtail coming up to a 600 volt terminal block, with terminals coming up to our J boxes that are splice boxes, coming up to my pilot device, which is my push button. Push button on, rotate, operates the motor. Push button off, kills the motor. Once again, this is Zach. If you have any questions, comments, please go ahead and list them below. Please follow me on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. And thanks for watching.